Okay. I did some stuff. Let's see if this worked.
Good, you're back. Do you have a moment?
Oh, for heaven's sake. Okay, well, we're not getting the intro video for some reason.
Good, you're back. Have a moment?
I'm legit going to... Hold on. Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm going to try something a little different. Alright? Okay. Okay. I'm not even kidding. Hold on. I'm gonna see if this works. Okay. Is that capturing that? Okay.
Lo ith soleo, lo ith bismir, monum ultrum thonocolo uto clain! This is too dangerous. Need to find another way.
The rift gate! Something's coming through!
Inquisitor Creed. Devil's Crossing was attacked.
Take it easy, John. What's happened?
Some new kind of Ethereal. Just smashed right through our defenses. We need reinforcements. We're in bad shape.
I'll send help, but I can't spare much. We're equally pressed here. Loss of Ulgrim to the Void may be more serious than you realize.
Ulgrim is dead, Creed. You must know that. My people need help now. We won't survive another attack.
John,
It came from Malmouth. That thing that attacked Devil's Crossing. I escaped the city with a small group 2 weeks ago. Most died crossing the burning fields. My father was pulled into the bog by cannibals. I had to leave him. I was the only one who made it to Devil's Crossing. Malmouth has been a living nightmare since the Grim Dawn. I was part of the resistance there, if you can call it that. The Ethereals toyed with us, as if we ever had a chance. They let us fight on because they needed us. Needed our bodies for the grotesque things they make deep beneath the city. You think you're safe here, behind your stone walls. But those things from Malmouth will keep coming, and they will find you. And no fortress will ever be able to save you.
a chilling tale indeed. In our fight against the Chthonians, we've overlooked the growing ethereal threat. We must find Ulgrim. But maybe we can aid Melmoth at the same time. You've already done a great deal, but we must ask for your help once again. We need you to strike at the heart of the ethereal invasion, far to the east, in the ruined city of Malmouth.
Okay, there you go. Okay? So, like, hopefully that doesn't bug out too badly, right? And hopefully I can also, like, turn the gamma back down. I tried the things listed in the technical support for the thing won't play bug, but what can you do? Like I said, I just hope that, let me go ahead and get rid of my browser real quick. I hope that that all recorded alright. So yeah, that's where we're at now in the story.
Good, you're back. Do you have a moment?
Sure, what is it?
I struggle to admit this, but I must abandon my efforts at opening a rift to reach Ulgrim. For all I've learned in battling the occult, I'm no warlock. During my last attempt, I nearly lost control of the ritual when something tried to breach my portal from the other side. This is too dangerous to continue. To make matters worse, Captain Bourbon has just arrived with a girl named Amala, bearing dire news from the east. While we struggled here to stop the Chthonians from unleashing terror and madness upon the world, the Ethereals have been far...
Okay, come on. Like... I've got everything turned down, but you can, like, barely hear the guy. Oh, that's irrelevant. Okay.
Good, you're back. I struggle to admit this. I must abandon my efforts at opening a rift to reach Ulgrim. For all I've learned in battling the occult, I'm no warlock. During my last attempt, I nearly lost control of the ritual when something tried to breach my portal from the other side. This is too dangerous to continue. To make matters worse, Captain Bourbon has just arrived with a girl named Amala, bearing dire news from the east. While we struggled here to stop the Chthonians from unleashing terror and madness upon the world, the Ethereals have been far from idle. Everything they had done in this region is merely a sample of what is to come, if what Amala says is true. As much as it pains me to say this, our plans to rescue Ulgrim are secondary to this rising threat in the fallen city of Malmouth. The passage north from Burwich is quickly closing as the Aether Fire consumes everything. but perhaps we can accomplish both goals at once.
I have some questions. Why is finding Olgrim so darn important? There's a lot to Olgrim that you don't know about, that none of us know about. He seems more human, and I suspect he has been walking this world for a lot longer than you and I combined. He could become a devastating weapon of the Chthonians if we allow them to corrupt his mind. Maybe there is some degree of camaraderie influencing my thinking, but I do feel that he could become a threat if we leave him to be consumed by the madness of the void. I have some questions. I'm going to destroy a barrier with a pendant. It may not look like much, but that pendant has helped me out of many a tricky situation, including my ordeal with Warden Krieg. Trust me, it is inscribed with powerful Luminari runes. Throw it into the barrier and it will do the rest. I have another question. What can I expect out there? The road north from Burwich has never been pleasant, passing through the treacherous Gloomwald and Ugdenbog. Between the toxic plant life and murky waters housing some of Cairn's most dangerous beasts beyond the established roads, it's an inhospitable hell, but that is precisely why the Coven chose to hide out there. No one would willingly venture into those untamed lands, so the Coven was isolated and left in peace. I have another question. I find it funny because, like, we haven't even heard about the Coven yet. What happened in Malmouth? Amala can give you a more up-to-date explanation, but Malmouth was one of the first cities to fall to the Ethereals when the Grim Dawn occurred. Olgrim passed through there on the way south when we split up at the capital, and his reports were as depressing as you would expect. We had believed Malmouth to be a lost cause, completely overrun by the enemy and devoid of survivors, but Amala here is a testament to humanity's resilience and evidence that the fight for Malmouth is not yet over. I have another question. Is there no other way to Malmouth? Used to be you could travel across the lake, but with the waters full of eldritch monstrosities and intact ships in short supply, we do not have the capabilities to send that many soldiers up to Malmouth via the water. Better to encounter foes on land that we have a chance against than to find ourselves at the mercy of whatever lurks beneath the depths of the lake. It's not a risk I'd want to take. We will have to follow the roads from Burwich, or perhaps travel via Rift Gate if you can manage to secure one. I'm counting on you. I have another question. Actually, forget it, because we don't know about the Coven yet.
Do you have a moment?
Sure, what is
I
it?
struggle.
Okay. What do you have in mind?
You see, the Luminari have long been aware of a coven of witches hiding out to the north of Burwich, using the treacherous territory to deter pursuers. The witches will know the lay of the land and should be aware of any paths that remain through the Aether Fire. And I have hopes that they will be able to do what I could not. Reveal where the Loghorian has taken Olgrim. I would go myself, but I doubt the arrival of a high-ranking Inquisitor will be looked upon kindly within their circle, and I am needed in Devil's Crossing. I know that you have suffered much already in the defense of humanity, but you are the only one I can trust with this. Take my pendant and travel north from the Burwich Estates. A barrier of Aether Fire will stand in your way, but the pendant will make short work of it. Head north through Gloomwald until you've reached the edges of Ugdenbog, where I believe the Coven has made their home. You cannot arrive empty-handed, for they may well burn any memory of discovering their location right out of your mind. I recommend you hunt down a creature known as Caraxus Fowl, the scourge of Ugdenbog. I imagine it has grown quite large over the years, preying on unwary travelers making their way through Gloomwald. Find the beast within its waterside lair in Gloomwald, and bring its heart to the Coven. I'm sure they'll find some nefarious use for it. But we must overlook that in light of our situation. Show them this keepsake of Olgrim's and find us a way to Malmouth. We will be awaiting your signal.
I'll head to Ugdenbog right away. I was trying to say, Ugdenbog and Gloomwald at the same time. Ugdenbald.
Though the situation is dire, we must remain hopeful. We're counting on it. I know. It doesn't seem like much, but this is one of only a few things Olgrim dragged around everywhere he went. It clearly had sentimental value.
Okay, so we can't ask about the Coven, even though we could only ask about the Coven before we knew about the Coven. Whatever, okay, let's go. Yeah, so I guess we could go back to Devil's Crossing. Yeah, see? Things have changed. Finally. That's stupid things here.
Good luck out in Ugdenbog. I've only traveled north of Burwich a handful of times, and the journey was never a pleasant one. I cannot imagine it's fared any better with a lack of patrols and human activity.
Yeah, boy. Anything I should be aware of?
Gloomwald and Ugdenbog are some of the most treacherous areas in the region, even before the Grim Dawn. Regular patrols kept the roads mostly safe for travel, but there was always a risk when traveling between Burwich and the northern settlements. Those that could afford it generally preferred to go by boat. I don't know what it is about that bog, but it's a breeding ground for predators.
What's next for Devil's Crossing?
We're gonna clean up this mess, tighten our defenses, prepare for the worst. As always, we will persevere.
Anything I should be aware of?
Gloomwald and Ugdenbog are some of the most
Okay.
treacherous areas.
Alright, Creed.
We're counting on you to find a way to Malmö. I know you won't let us down.
Okay, I have some questions. We still can't ask about why he thinks that the Coven still exists, but whatever. Here's Amala.
Excuse me, could I have a moment of your time? I overheard that you will be headed beyond Gloomwald in the hopes of reaching Malmö. It's noble of you to spearhead this effort, but I was hoping there was something you could look into for me. You see, I did not travel down here alone. I was with my father. He was injured in Gloomwald, and I had no choice but to leave him behind in search of aid.
What happened?
My father and I were part of a small group that managed to escape the confines of Malmöth's ruins. But we did not get far before the casualties began. The spreading aether fire and roaming ethereals saw to that. But it was not until we reached Ugdenbog that the horrors truly began. Cannibals, poisonous fumes, and even carnivorous plants threatened our every move. By the time we entered Gloomwald, it was just my father and I, but we were not out of danger yet. A pack of cannibals ambushed us in the night. My father was injured in the fray. While it wasn't fatal, I had no choice but to leave him so that I could find help. Eventually, I found my way to Devil's Crossing. I'm not sure how long my father can survive on his own. He was never very good with weapons, or much of anything for that matter. Nevertheless, he's the only family I've got left, and I want to look for him. But the Inquisitor insists that I first debrief him on every detail that I can recall on Malmö. On your way through Gloomwald, will you spare some time and search for my father? He could not have strayed far from the main road.
Sure. Yes, the packs of cannibals. Okay, I want to get my experience thing back on again. Yeah, okay. Where did the other one go? Yeah, just in case we need it, and get this one back on. You know, actually the one that we have on right now is better. Wow, okay. Let's sell some of this stuff. Yeah, no, I actually didn't want to sell that. That's a lot of armor. Yeah, we're just gonna wear those because of the armor value alone. The experience gained ain't being offset. Yeah. Plus physical damage. Oh wow, that's better physical damage, so we'll just take that. Boots? Ah, experience gained. Yeah. Okay, well. As you can see, we're kind of getting into the point where we have a lot of improvement on the gear that's dropping, but not necessarily improvement in a sense that we're okay with, and by we I mean me, because I don't value it as much as being able to get even more experience, so yeah. Need to get back here, yeah. Oh, hello. Wow. Wow. What's causing that? Is that the gloves? Yeah, Doom Bolt. Wow, okay. I like that. Come on. Come on. Hit me again. Okay, whatever. I don't think it's that though. Is it the shoulder? I guess it has to be the gloves. +2 to cadence. That's not nothing. Wow, okay. Well, let's go ahead and get through here. We're going, up here, I think. Yeah. Can I get through here to the other? No, I can't. Out of the way, come on. Coming through. Excuse me. Pardon me. At least I think that's where we need to go. Up here? I could be wrong. Yeah, here it is. The Ethereals have barred the way north from Burr, which likely to stop anyone attempting to flee the carnage. With the Inquisitor Creed's pendant, you should be able to dissipate it. Let's go. And let's put this thing down. The fight continues. Clear the ethereal barrier, whatever, of Burwich, yeah. 56! The Keeper of Burwich. Trolgar, huh? Yeah, I know, game. Alright. That's an interesting effect. Well, we're immediately back into it, and this is where my memory of what's going on kind of gets a little hazy. And only gets worse precipitously from here. So this is where it goes from a decidedly not blind playthrough into a semi-blind playthrough, continuing into a basically blind playthrough. I do like how pretty this area is, though. I mean, look at how pretty that is. The environment. Wow. A Wendigo. Well, now it's a when to stop. It says a lot that, like, the Ethereals even can't deal with Wendigos and such, that the things that live here are just too much for them. Yeah, this is very pretty. I love this so far. I remember the areas between Malmouth and Burwich to be very, like, good, but wow, I'm already, like, taken aback. Like, that is so pretty. I love it. Like, this is, like, if you could go inside Magic the Gathering land art. right? Like, this is a green-black mana that enters the field tapped, right? And, as always, do not use Q-tips in your ears like I am right now, but that is what I am doing right now. Also, these Q-tips, for some reason, are more bendy than the other ones. Hate that. Ugh. Yeah, so very pretty environment. Shame about all the horrors, but it's kind of a given, isn't it? Haldra, the Bloodlust. Alright. Aliatus, the Unburied. Interesting names. Ah! Okay, that also is a little scuffed. That's just the tentacle animation, but like it is kind of scuffed. It's just the wiggling. Hey, nice. The Gloomwalled Rift. Now let me check where we get okay. It's like northeast of here. Okay. Okay, nice. Alright. Wow, that music's kinda loud, guys. Beware, traveler, the lands ahead are as foul as they are deadly. The stench of Wendigo is heavy upon the air. Travel safe. Wendigo? The vile spirit taints the heart and corrupts the soul. None who have given in to its allure remain human for long. Where are you headed? We had thought the way north safer. We are turning back to Whitemire, and so should you. Noted. Wow, okay, I have to turn that down on my end. Take heed, traveler. The Wendigo spirit is strong in these parts. The Wendigo spirit? It is an ancient spirit of the forest. Once fierce and noble, it has become lost to the darkness, lost even to Mogdrogen. Now it only seeks to corrupt all it touches. Mogdrogen? He is the patron god of the forest and guardian of the Rowari, our people. Okay. Let's see what they've got for sale. Nothing good. Excellent. Okay, that's a very conspicuous blockage. Especially since on the map it looks... Yeah, I don't know. Some of those, like... So, I mean, you kind of have seen it so far, but there are some secret areas that they show up sort of on the map. An Ugdenbog Golem, huh? What the heck was that? The littler guy. Looked like he came out of the big guy. This fella right here. Weird looking crab? Kind of looks like an isopod. Like a roly-poly. An eldritch poisonous bloom, huh? Yeah, this thing. Yeah, it's a crab. Wow. A forest crab. How exciting. None of this is familiar to me. I knew that there were like killer plants, but I forgot entirely what they looked like. I really like this area so far. Like, the enemy design is really cool. A crabling. And then a stone shell, huh? Alright. Tiny crabs. Well, I mean, they're actually super giant. Like, I mean, a crab that big is actually kind of huge. In real life. But tiny compared to the other ones. Yormunder. And, Ferocious. Okay. Yeah. It's pretty cool so far. Definitely not helping the yawns, though. Goodness. It's the kind of forest that you absolutely shouldn't, but looks comfy enough to fall asleep in. It's got that vibe, like, man, you know, I could fall asleep here, but I really, 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 really think it would be a bad idea if anybody did. That kind of deal. Oh, man. Virulent growth. Diseased. Okay. Oh, I guess that just came back where the other one was. That's kind of neat. I'm not really sure what to think of this area's difficulty, though. It doesn't seem like that bad, actually. Bogdenbog Cannibal. Where's that? Ah. There's the cannibals. I'm sorry, the reason why I laugh at the idea of cannibals is, like, it's such a goofy thing, right? Okay, like, hear me out. I'm gonna turn this down because I think it's kind of overpowering a little bit. Maybe the music a little bit too. Yeah, because that sounds super duper loud. I don't know how that's going to come through on the recording, but the reason why cannibal, like, the idea of, oh, we were attacked by the tribe of cannibals makes me laugh. It's like, okay, man, like, if they're defining features that they eat people, are we talking about cannibals as in, like, they only eat people, Kenshi style? Because that's, like, actually hilarious how absurdly inefficient that is. You know, like, that's not something that makes any sense whatsoever. How do you have, like, a culture of cannibalism, right? Like, that makes no sense. It takes a long time for a human being to come to maturity, you know? Like... Oh, the Gloom Vault stash. Okay. Yeah, I'm just saying, it takes a long time for a person to grow to adulthood, so the entire concept of cannibalism as an actual thing, right? I mean, also, there's the obvious of like, okay, well, why would anybody... I'm glad that we can enter the cellar through the wall. But yeah, it's the idea of just man-hunting cannibals being somehow able to sustain themselves, or avoiding being just completely trodden on by the locals. Because that's the other half of why it's ridiculous, like literally worthy of like laughing at. It's like, okay, as if though anyone who lives near a tribe of cannibals would find out that there's a tribe of cannibals and not immediately seek to, like, exterminate them. You know, like all of their neighbors would band together to make sure that they got rid of them, kind of thing. I can't imagine that that would go any other way. I could see how maybe you could have, like, a tribe of people who engage in cannibalism in a, like... You know, if you enter their island and they live on an island, like some fictional group, that's how they do it. But as far as I'm aware, most actual cannibalism that occurs in humans, like in real life, is ritualistic funerary cannibalism where they eat their own dead. And by the way, that's a terrible idea. Not that that needs to be said, but that leads to diseases that only happen from that. But like... As far as I'm aware, that's the only time I've actually heard of cannibalism being a thing, outside of, like, very specific, like... Wow. That's impressive. Anyway, outside of stuff like really weird stuff, like people who were super hated being eaten at their execution, like their torture execution, kind of as like a... so that their body is mangled, like a form of body desecration. That's also one that I've heard, but,
Skills not ready.
you know, like heard, read of, you know, that kind of deal, but never as like, oh, those are the people who eat people. Like, that's never, like, the thing. It's never like, oh, those are the people who go and hunt men for food. That's just stupid. Wow, that one's real speedy. Alright, well, I'm not really sure what we're even doing in here. Other than getting XP. Right. Man, if you have an army of man-sized crabs in your basement, you either live in the Fallout universe, post-bombs, or you really, really, really need to get, like, a sump down in your basement to take care of that. Like, good grief. What? Look how fast they are, goodness. I like the antlers. The antlers are a nice touch. Okay. I wonder if that's a stock Foley effect, that scream, or... Oh wow, he's under the house. Look at that. Wow. Nice. That's excellent. I love that. Ah, there's the thing we're looking for. Okay, nice. Yeah, we're supposed to be looking for her father in Gloomwald. Okay, well, let's start this fight and get our stuff. Basilisks. Interesting. Bile Claw. The dreaded crab. Swift rock. Swift. How swift is he? Not really. I guess it's a relative thing, yeah. Oh yeah, that plant straight up came right out of him, huh? Alright. Let's get our next point of crab. What next from the crab? Plus 50% physical, elemental, and internal trauma damage. Yeah, okay, I get why I wanted to go crab now. Crab is like perfect for us. That's a big boon. This chest is locked with heavy chains. It will take a dynamite to... Yeah, I don't care. I'm not doing that. Okay. There we go. That Doom Bolt's doing a lot for us. Being real. Not complaining, I just don't like having any crutches, like exogenous crutches that make gear kind of lat. Because I've explained it in a previous episode, but I almost view that as like the equivalent of having a curse effect where you can't unequip something whenever you become reliant on an aspect of a piece of gear like that. It's not good. Like, you want to be able to remove your gear for gear that is better in a basic, fundamental sense rather than keeping it for, like, effect reasons, like reasons that are attached to stuff that isn't like the base stats of the gear, like, you know, defenses and such. It just always makes me uncomfortable to have gear that's good for a reason other than what you could find as an upgrade in the normal course of the game. Does that make sense? Because those crutches ain't good, you know. Old Emberclaw. How fearsome. Okay. Oh, hey! I see quest markers. Detonation site. Okay. I was hoping that was for that lady's dad. Kinda want to get that quest out of the way, you know? One dynamite, yeah, sure. Let's get rid of these plants first. Wow, that's a lot of stuff trying to kill us. Yeah, that grew out of the dead one, huh? Alright. So I guess that's like a gimmick here. You know, if you know how carnivorous plants work, it's kind of weird that they would be trying to kill stuff at a distance like that. You'd think they'd want it near their roots, like closer to their roots. Nice. Searing Ugdenbog Flamethrower of Blood. Yeah, that's not us. But that level up is. I'm very happy for that. Let's go and level up again. Get our spirit up. Well, here, undo points. So we got 472 for now, right? 495. Nice. And get the cunning up, because if I'm not mistaken, yeah, that gives us extra physical damage. We want our damage up. Our guy's not really a tank. He's just capable of taking damage, you know, but not a tank. Yep. Actually saw it that time. Nice. Yeah, okay. Well, that's interesting. That's like a thing that happens here. Also, the crabs just dig right out of the ground. Okay, I'm hoping we can find this lady's dad so that we don't have yet another, Is this just that same spot? No, clearly not. What the heck? Or is it? No, it's not. I guess we found the back end of the cellar, huh? Standing room only, huh? Alright. I didn't mean to... I had our guy turn around and... One bud man just went right through the door. Okay. Oh man, I gotta cut the video soon. An empowered gavel. Okay. Again, some of these death noises, I gotta wonder, they sound almost like, you know, Wilhelm scream tier. Like that one, I don't know if you heard that one. Avarice Marrow Will, huh? Okay. Alright. Well, that stinks. Alright, I think I'm gonna end the recording here and then start right back up here in a moment.